Hi everyone, welcome to Instagram Live. Thanks for joining. My name is Leo Schuster. I'm the lead pastor of City Church Houston. So a big welcome, shout out to all of our City Church family in Houston, to other Houstonians watching as you're staying home, and to anyone watching elsewhere. We're just so glad that you're joining us today. Happy April Fool's Day. Somehow that doesn't really seem to work today. Although maybe you feel like you're part of this cosmic April Fool's joke in the midst of all we're going through. I'm wondering if what I've agreed to here actually is an April Fool's joke on me. I've agreed to my wife Ellen interviewing me. This is designed to be a little bit of a conversation here as we continue in our times on Instagram Live, just processing. How in the world are we to make sense of everything that we're going through? So, Ellen, welcome. What do you want to talk about?
So how does it feel having so many people under the same roof, your family members?
No, actually, it's been great. So we're empty nesters, but right now we're not. We've got two of our three daughters here. They're both adults, grown, married, but they're here. Their husbands are here, so I'm not alone. I'm a father of only girls, which is a great gift, but now I've got some sons with me as well, and we actually have three grand dogs with us as well. So it should feel like too close for comfort, but it really doesn't. It's deeply meaningful, and as I think about plenty of people right now who feel very alone, stuck in their apartments or homes alone, stuck in a city or a country away from their family, people who are stuck in hospitals, not knowing what's next, all by themselves. Some people facing the prospect of actually dying all by themselves. So with all that said, that's a little dark, but with all that said, I am very thankful to be with my family.
Okay, so how does it feel to you personally to be in this stage of life, and
yeah,
how do you deal with the conflict of your emotions?
Good question.
Thank you.
So, I project as an extrovert. I guess I'm technically a Myers-Briggs extrovert, ENFJ for those interested. But I can easily swing. There's a lot of me, and you can testify to this. If you live with me, you know that I really struggle with, Melancholy, thank you. And so, you have the coronavirus task force late yesterday that comes out, the most grim predictions yet. And it's a lot to handle. Thinking about I've just recently lost my mom, my 93-year-old dad, who's in highest category of risk. I'm actually in a higher category. I'm in a extreme asthmatic, propensity to pneumonia, and so all those kinds of things. I guess it's just a complex of things that swirl around me, where I find myself trying to make sense of everything.
So how do you drown out those fears? What do you tell yourself when you find yourself having the fear take over instead of the opportunity that we're trying to focus on?
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's as simple as a shot of tequila.
Oh.
Can you relate to that? But, I think that for me, there are things that I turn to that help me hear the other voice. So, obviously, Scripture. A lot of the Scripture was written as songs, the Psalms, for instance, and songs get into us.
Which one? Tell us something that really, you drown out the fear with that.
Psalm 27. the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom, or in this case, what shall we fear? And then it takes you in verse 4 to what David was so passionate about in the midst of all the ups and downs of his life, was the beauty of the Lord. So it's for me, it's getting my heart when it's panicky to a place where it can sense the peace of God because I'm connecting with who God is in all of his glory
Good.
and beauty.
Okay, so how do you feel leading a church right now when we're so disconnected physically? How do you do that in this new era?
Well, pivoting on a dime. It is interesting that for plenty of people, a lot of you are underemployed right now because of the coronavirus, or I'm so sorry for all of you who have either lost employment or you're on the verge of it, you're fearful of it. Others of us, it feels like our plates have actually expanded overnight. And so I just got an email from a friend today who said, I bet you feel like you're replanting City Church all over again instantly. I was like, bingo, that's exactly how it feels. But I have the greatest team. I truly could not be more fortunate with the people that I get to work with on our staff team. And everybody's come together.
He Zooms a lot.
A lot of Zoom calls.
A lot of Zooming.
And, we're really, it's fun. At that level,
well, it is an opportunity.
Fun. It's huge.
To relaunch in a virtual world of connecting people that are stuck at home.
Yes.
And showing them hope.
It absolutely is. And so one of those opportunities is a book study, calling it City Study, I think, that is tomorrow night. You can be part of that at
How do we do that?
6 p.m. Central Time. And you can email clint@citychurch.org. Probably the easiest way.
But what is this? Is this like a Zoom?
So it's a Zoom study
people?
of a book by Tim Keller, pastor in New York City, Walking with God Through Pain and Suffering. And I'm actually going to participate in it tomorrow night. I think it's 8 weeks.
Okay. But you can come when you can come? You don't need to tune in when you don't need to tune in.
But we've got other small groups, plenty of small groups who are meeting through Zoom, and you can get interactions with pastors or mental health care professionals, citychurch.org.
Okay, so what are you doing to occupy your time when you do feel that tension and you're not in a Zoom call or busy or something?
Right. Well, so I'm going to quote on my sermon on Sunday, an article from the New York Times, I think yesterday, Agnes Callard, who's a University of Chicago philosopher, talking about how she's finding all of her book reading, movies, moving more in an apocalyptic direction, just because that feels like the world that we're inhabiting. So that would be the case. I'm reading, things that are more dark, and listening to, more dark things like Amy Winehouse, Back to Black, and things like that.
I'm doing puzzles.
Well, I want to talk about that. But then I'm also finding that I need to swing and have more levity. So getting back into Curb Your Enthusiasm. So it has been puzzling to me how you've been spending your time.
Well.
Tell us.
No, so I've done 4 puzzles. I've got 4 more on the way. I'm pretty excited.
What do you like
watching a lot of
about
Netflix. We watch as a family. We're watching different shows, and
so you're an artist, a visual artist.
Yeah, doing a little art.
How has art, because I know art therapy has also been something you've been interested in. How could art help people through this time?
I think for me, it has brought out a stagnant creativity that was just there, dormant, and so it brings like life into your life to be vulnerable and to just risk it. I mean, what does it matter? My daughter the other day decided she was going to make a fake restaurant at, almost 30, and invite us to come to her restaurant, and it was like we were back in the day when she was a little girl. So it was, just be creative. I feel for you stay-at-home moms right now, because I can't imagine having the little ones that need you to like plan the day and plan other meals, and you can't get groceries. So and those stuck alone, I know of several that are right now just completely alone. So our hearts go out to you. We're praying for you, and we love you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's awesome. So citychurch.org is the best place to go to find out all the ways that you can get better connected, sign up for our podcast, and you can see other content that we've got available there. And then on Sundays, 10:30 a.m., 5 o'clock p.m. Central Time, go to citychurch.org, tune in to our services. They're shorter. I think all of us have, our attention spans are even more fugitive.
Well, we get to be with our families watching
as we're at
too.
home.
Yeah.
So, designed to be less than an hour service, perfectly designed, or intentionally designed, I should say, to help bring hope to us in the midst of all this chaos. So to all of you, especially to those of you in New York City where we used to live, we're standing with you. These are tough times. We're praying for you. Thanks for joining us today.